Hello and assalamu alaikum, everyone. I am Kashif Kamran, and a very warm welcome to the Advanced Audit and Assurance Webinars to Success for Exams in June 2024. The title says Webinars to Success. I need to spell out what is success and how can you get that in AAA paper. Now, interestingly, in the last exam sitting, which was the March 2024 exam sitting, we saw that the AAA passing rate touched 38%, which was the highest in the last 31 exam sittings. Now, that's giving you a ray of hope. That's giving you an optimism. 38%. We've never seen that in the last 31 exam sittings. The last time we saw the passing rate near to 40% was in December 2015 exams when it was 39%. So it's almost coming down to 40% psychologically, which is a very, very good passing rate in the March 2024 exams. That should give you a lot of positivity, a lot of optimism that this is a doable paper. And definitely with your right exam techniques, which I will be guiding you over the next 4 days, you can pass this paper. Now, I know there are lots of stories which are there with the AAA paper. Even after the March 24 exam results, I got so many students telling me we passed in the first attempt, so many telling me that it was our fourth attempt, fifth attempt, second attempt, third attempt, and we passed. And yet there are other students who are still struggling. So what you need to do is you need to concentrate over the next 4 days. You need to concentrate on my exam techniques, which I will be sharing with you, because you need the implementation of those techniques to excel in your upcoming exam sitting. Now, even though the passing rate has improved, there are underlying challenges in the AAA paper, and I will be addressing those challenges and how to overcome those challenges through my webinar to success. The emphasizable part of these webinars is success. Now, how would you achieve success? How would you aim at success for your upcoming June 2024 exams? And this is what I thought is a formula for success, which I will spread over 4 days. Number one, the approach to success on the day one, the grasp to success on the day two, the techniques to success on the day three, and the inspiration to success on the day four. Just give me 1 second. If I can just change that 3 essentials to 4 essentials, because technically this should be 4 essentials to success, not 3. Okay, I hope you can see the presentation back on screen. 4 essentials of success, which I need to discuss with you. Approach to success today, grasp to success tomorrow, techniques to success on day 3, and inspiration to success on day 4. And I hope each day, when you look at one dimension of success, you will start preparing yourself better towards the June 2024 exams. Now, just before I start the day one, and just before I start with the approach to success, which you should now be taking for the next 3.5 weeks you have before exams, let's first understand the structure of the paper, because knowing the structure of the paper is very, very important and really helps you with a good preparation. Now, you all are very familiar with the structure of the paper. Section A, it consists of a 50 marks question, including the 10 professional marks. This is set at the planning stage of the audit. So syllabus area D is very, very important. So syllabus area D is fundamental. You cannot skip syllabus area D. You cannot be less prepared on the syllabus area D. On the day 2, we will be looking at the grasp. And in the grasp, I will be guiding you more about syllabus area D, how important that is, what should you expect out of it. But syllabus area D is the fundamental when it comes to section A, and you should be very well prepared on this. Now, then you look at the section B of the paper. It has 2 25 marks question, and within each of those 25 marks question, you have 5 professional marks. Section B, One of the section B question will be set at the completion and reporting stage. So fundamentally, syllabus area E is very, very important. You need to be very good on syllabus area E. And I will be emphasizing on that in my day 2 when we look at the grasp to success concept, D and E. The other questions in the section B could test any syllabus area, excluding D and E. So in the section B, you have 2 questions. One of them will be set at the completion and reporting stage, which is syllabus area E. Syllabus area D has already been captured in the question number 1. Syllabus area E has already been captured in one of the section B question. So excluding D and E, the other syllabus areas can make the impact in the other section B question. Now, what are other syllabus areas? A, B, C, F, and G. F is very popular. When you look at the other question in section B, F is a very popular topic. We know G is a current issue, and current issue is not examinable in every exam setting. Current issue is only examinable only if there is any current issue for your upcoming June 24 exams. There are some elements of current issues for your upcoming exams. I will be emphasizing on that on the 4th and the final day when we look at the inspiration to success, and I will be giving you a final checklist of things. But when you look at the section B of the paper, you need to be very sure that one of the question is from E. So I have to be very strong. And the other question can be from any other syllabus area, minus T and minus E. Previous exam settings tested other assignments, syllabus area F, and it's very popular. Evaluation of quality management, syllabus area C is very popular in section B. New auditing standards and current issues, if any published, and if examining team has written any articles for that. New auditing standards, is there anyone for your exam setting? Yes, there is, and I'll be emphasizing on that shortly. The new auditing standard currently is IAAA 5000 under syllabus area F. This was available before the March 24 sitting. And for my regular student, I even have conducted a lecture on IAAA 5000 under syllabus area F. But this is the most recent standard which is published by the examining team. So is there any potential of this being examined in the upcoming exams? You cannot rule this out. Now, if you are preparing for June exams and you have like 27 days remaining, you need to ask a question to yourself, how good you are on syllabus area D and how good you are on syllabus area E, because these are fundamental syllabus areas. The rest of the syllabus areas, A, B, C, F, and G, can be tested anywhere in the section B. Now, I will be looking at the technical grasp, which will give you more insight understanding of these syllabus areas, but I hope you are understanding how to go about it. Is everyone clear with the paper structure? Is everyone clear which syllabus area is examined in which section? And what can you expect from section B? So you need to prepare yourself on these tracks over the next 27 days. One thing which is very ideal in AAA is that you have a very predictive paper. You know what comes in section A, you know one of the question in section B. The only surprise element is another question in section B, which can come from anywhere. That much surprise in a AAA paper is very acceptable. So please sure you control the paper. Okay, now moving on. The last thing, don't forget to focus on sustainability and data analytics as current issues. We know there is a lot of emphasis on sustainability by the AAA examining team. You can expect questions around sustainability in the upcoming exams. You cannot even rule out a question around data analytics because it is still a current issue. So please ensure you go through the article on data analytics, which is available on the ACCA website, and you ensure that you read all the articles on sustainability on the website. I'll be telling you the articles, right? Don't worry about it. I will be telling you the articles you must be reading around sustainability and data analytics for the upcoming exam sitting, including the IAAA 5000, which is the new standard, which was published before March 2024 exams. So please, this is important, right? Now let's move on to the day one and let's start focusing on the approach to success. What approach you should take from now till the day of exam, which will assure you success. And that's what I'm discussing now with all of you. I carefully thought what should be the approach to success, considering that the time this webinar is being delivered, you technically have 27 days before exam. So what you should be doing ideally in these 27 days, and what sort of an approach you should have for these 27 days to excel. Let's find that out. Approach. Self-evaluation. Bridging gaps. Identify gaps. Sit down today and evaluate yourself carefully where you are in terms of your exam preparation. How much have you done? How much is remaining? You are the best judge of yourself. You know what you have done and you know what is remaining. Sit down and identify the gaps. Identify what is missing, what is remaining, what you need to do. Every student will have a different answer to this. And try to bridge the gaps. Try to bridge the gaps in the next 27 days you have. So I hope this is very, very important that each one of you is doing a self-evaluation, because the result of the self-evaluation will be different for each one of you, right? Each one of you will identify the gaps, and then you will find the ways to bridge the gaps over the next 27 days you have before exams. I hope you all will be doing a self-evaluation, because that is the first thing you can do in terms of better preparation for the upcoming exams. Number two, besides self-evaluation, is an ideal study plan. What is an ideal study plan? It will depend upon the results of your self-evaluation. You have to make a timetable for the next 27 days, starting from tomorrow. Each one of you needs to set a timetable looking at your evaluation results. How much time can you give every day, every week? How many papers are you giving in June? Is AAA the only paper you are giving? Are you repeating AAA? Are you giving AAA for the first time? Are you doing a job? Have you got leaves from the job? You are still awaiting leaves from the job. There are so many things which will affect your timetable, which you are making for the next 27 days. So each one of you will have a different looking timetable, but I will be discussing with you that what should be some essentials that should be in the timetable of every student for the next 27 days. So set a timetable, set your priorities, what you should be doing in the week 1, week 2, week 3, and then the remaining part of the week 4. I'll be giving you an example of that shortly. Be organized. This is the most important thing. Information overload. We are living in an era where we have information overload. Honestly, tell me, every student will have so much resources and does not know what to study. You have books, you have ACCA Study Hub, you are part of WhatsApp group where students keep sharing notes, summaries, books, revision kits, blah, blah, blah. You have so much. Now, if you are part of a social media community as a student, you know how much sharing the students are doing these days. They're sharing every possible thing which can distract you. And with that information overload, what is the right resource you should have on the study table, on your study table for the next 27 days? Do everyone agrees there is an information overload? What right resources on your study table? Because if you have an overload of information on your study table or in your laptop or on your phone, you don't know what to study. You don't know which resource is the most important one for the next 27 days, and you're getting lost. So information overload is the biggest challenge we all are facing in this modern time. I hope you all agree with me. How many of you have plenty of resources to prepare for AAA, but you don't know which one is the best one for the next 27 days? Is anyone facing this challenge? Tell me. Is anyone facing the challenge for information overload? Okay. Okay. One student saying, I am. So are you part of WhatsApp group where students keep sharing lots of resources? And is it a valid question? What sort of resources should be on your study table for the next 27 days? So let's find the definition, right, of what is an ideal resource which you should have in place, because organizing yourself is success. So setting a timetable, organizing yourself, and evaluating yourself, because each one will have a different story when you sit down to evaluate yourself. So this is the approach, right, which you should take carefully over the next 24 hours. And I'll be helping you out with that shortly. Study planner first. What sort of a study planner you should have in place? What should be part of the study planner? That is important. This is my idea. We have a week 1 starting from tomorrow, 8th to 14th of May. You can see here. We have a week 2 from the 15th to the 21st of May. We have a week 3 from the 22nd to the 28th of May. And we have a week 4, which is from the 29th of June to the 29th of May, sorry, to the 2nd of June. You have 4 weeks. The 4th week is very short, but you have 4 good looking weeks. Now you need to set a timetable. What I should be doing in the week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. Everyone will have a different answer. But I try to develop something which should fit into the 4 weeks. Number 1, fill the gaps. Identify your gaps. You know where you are standing in terms of your exam preparation. You know what you have done and what you have not done. What you have not done, try to fit that in the week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Everyone should identify the gaps. Try to fill those gaps over the 4 weeks. Number 1. Number 2, revision of the accounting standards. Have you done it? You still need to do it. I'll tell you how to do the revision of the accounting standards. Don't worry about it. But where will you fit the revision of the accounting standard? In the week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Depends upon how much prepared you are on accounting standard. Have you recently given the SPR paper in March 24? Are you giving the SPR paper with AAA in June 24? You have a different scenario. Anyone who has given SPR many years ago and you have a big gap, you have forgotten your accounting knowledge. You need to revise it. Where will you fit the accounting knowledge? In the week 3, in the week 4, where? You need to take your own answers there. Number 3, reading technical articles. Everyone will have a different answer. How many technical articles have you read till 7th May? 0, 10, 14, 20. How many? Fill the gaps. Try to find which articles are remaining. I will be telling you the articles you need to read. Look at those and see how many have you done, how many are still remaining. Fill the gaps in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Reading latest examiner reports. I'll be telling you which examiner reports you should read. Suppose I tell you have to read 2 examiner reports. So you can fit 1 examiner report in 1 week. You can fit the 2nd examiner report in the 2nd week. Practice recent exams. I'll tell you how many recent exams you have to do shortly. So suppose I tell you 11 recent exams or 10 recent exams. So you need to divide those 10 recent exams in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. At least like doing 2 to 3 exams every week. Full papers, right? Full papers. And do ACCA June 24 mock. That for sure is here. Mock is in the week 4, right? No one should do mock before that. So at least mock is very clear. Mock should be done in the week 4. Rest, everyone needs to find the filling of the table in front of your screen yourself. Will you be able to do this in the next 24 hours after attending the webinar today, knowing the revision of the accounting standards, knowing the past papers, knowing the examiner reports, knowing the technical articles, knowing your gaps, knowing where you are standing? Will you be able to fill this table and stick to this table and try to ensure that you accomplish the weekly targets, the targets for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, right? So is this productive? Is this helpful? If you have already made a table like this at home, wonderful. But I've given you the components of the table. I've given you the elements of the table. What sort of elements of the table should be there on the left column, which you should be filling over the next 4 weeks, right? Okay, now let's go one by one in each of the areas like accounting standards, technical articles, past papers, mock exam, recent past papers. What sort of things you should be focusing on? What sort of study resources you should be having on your table? Information overload, right? There's so much of information. And I've already given you a list of refined information. This is the list of the refined information. Fill the gaps, revision of accounting standards. But the question is from where? That is information overload. Reading technical articles, okay, we know there is one source of technical articles, so at least there is no information overload, but there are plenty of articles. Am I reading all? Information overload. Am I reading few? A revision of accounting standards. In the WhatsApp group, every student will share a different link of accounting standard, and you will be confused which one is good. Latest examiner reports, they're just 2. So that's not information overload. Practice recent exams, they're not many. That's not an information overload. So I believe the information overload is ideally with revision of accounting standards, is ideally with technical articles because there are many. And more importantly, the student keeps sharing notes of other tutors. They might share summaries of other tutors. And you start getting confused that I'm taking classes from Mr. XYZ. Should I follow the notes of Mr. ABC? Or I'm taking classes from Mr. ABC. Should I follow the notes of Mr. XYZ? And you start getting confused because the concepts of one tutor and the concept of the second tutor might be different. Though they're teaching the same subject matter, but the way they're explaining something would be different. So stick to one book, stick to one tutor, because if you're sticking to many tutors and you're sticking to approach of many tutors and you're sticking to many books, you're spoiling yourself. Even if someone is doing the BPP book and you're doing the study hub, you're doing a very bad practice. Either do the study hub or do the BPP. You cannot do both of them together. So it's either the study hub or it's either the BPP book, or it's one tutor, it's not many tutors. I hope you're getting clarity on that, right? So that's what I'm trying to mean by this information overload, and we are living in the era for information overload. Let's see how we can refine the information. Now, when you go to the website of AAA, you go to the website of ACCA where you have the AAA resources. Let me show you that. This is the picture I've taken from there. Just let me take you to that website. Okay, I hope you can see in front of your screen the website, which is for Advanced Audit and Assurance right over here, which is the web page on the ACCA website for AAA. Everyone can see that. Please confirm to me. Okay, now you go down this web page for AAA, go down, you have exam resources. Just leave that out. You go down, and right over here, you find learning and revision. Can all of you see learning and revision? I've just highlighted that in blue, learning and revision. Now, this learning and revision area is very, very important. And I've just taken a screenshot of this learning and revision, and I've put this learning and revision on my presentation. Just let's go back to my presentation and just let's see this learning and revision. I hope you can see it now on my screen, learning and revision. This is the screenshot from the website. Now, in that learning and revision area, there are so many things, but what is the most important things you can focus for the next 27 days? ACCA Study Hub. I have no idea how many of you are using it or not using it. If you're not using it, you're using the BPP and Kaplan book, It's perfectly fine. No need to switch to Study Hub now. If you're using Study Hub and you're not using the BPP and Kaplan book, nothing to worry about. You are going very fine. So it has to be one resource. Either it's the book, either it's the Study Hub. Not two of them, one of them. But the more important thing here is you can see the arrows. One arrow, two arrow, three arrows. The first arrow is the examiner reports, which to me is the most important resource which you should have on your study table for the next 27 days. And I'll tell you how many of examiner reports you should be looking into. Number two is technical articles and topic explainer. I hope if you've seen the technical articles on the website, recently ACCA have added the topic explainers for some key topics. They've added some videos on some topics under the technical articles by renowned tutors globally. So topic explainers can also be utilized for revising something where you are weak. But technical articles and topic explainers is very, very important and should be as your resource for the next 27 days. Which technical articles I'll be guiding you. And lastly, exam technique. Please click on this exam technique. The ACCA has given you the right exam techniques under this section, which you need for the AAA paper. Please explore these exam techniques before you enter the exam hall, either in week 1 or in week 2 or in week 3 or in week 4. You have to make an agenda. So you have three very important things: examiner reports, technical articles, and exam techniques, whichever week you want to fit that in. And number one is the study hub. But again, it's the study hub or the book. Whichever you are following, please stick to that. There is no need to change that in the last 27 days. Is that clear to all of you? So please ensure you explore the learning and revision area, which is given on the ACCA website and on the web page for AAA, and that could be really important, useful resources for you. So if I'm preparing myself for AAA and I'm the student, I'm not the tutor, I'll just go down to the learning and revision area. And this for me is the study table for me. This is my study table. And I'll just look at this as my study table. I'll mute my WhatsApp group. I'll not be bothered about what is being shared on the WhatsApp group. I'll just focus on this learning and revision, and I'm preparing myself for the next 27 days to excel in the upcoming exam. Is that clear to all of you? So please ensure you explore learning and revision as much as possible over the next 27 days as an ideal resource for the upcoming exams. So that's very important. Now let's go one by one in each of the important area where I guided you about making a timetable for week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. Yes, you can use any one, either Kaplan or Study Hub, whichever you are using by now. No need to change the approach in the next 27 days, right? So whatever has been your approach, if you are not using the Study Hub, you were using Kaplan, no worries at all, right? You can still continue to use Kaplan. It is still the approved content provider for ACCA exams. Okay, next one. Information overload. What ideal resources should be on your study table? Number one, for the next 27 days, what should be on your study table? Accounting standards. I'll tell you from where will you revise it. Number two, technical articles. Number three, practice. Number four, June 24 mock exam. As per ACCA, the June 24 mock exam will be published on the 13th of May. So you can plan to do it anytime after the 13th of May. According to me, you should do it in the week 4. And 5, AAA examiner reports. This is the 5 things for the next 27 days. Accounting standards, we'll just discuss them. Technical articles, we'll be having a word on them. Practice, we will have a word on them. Mock, we'll have a word on it. And examiner reports. But these are 5 things which is in your timetable. Nothing else than this. Nothing else than this. Let's discuss each one of them. Accounting standards, number one. It is very essential to know the accounting knowledge, because without accounting knowledge, if you are thinking of passing the AAA paper, that's next to impossible. You know how emphasized the accounting standards are in AAA? You need to know the accounting knowledge well. The students who have done SPR in March or doing it in June are in the ideal definition. But you have done it before, nothing to worry about. You can still revise it. Number one, please ensure you revise your accounting standards. All of them you do in SPR syllabus. So you need to know what accounting standards are in the SBR syllabus. Each and every accounting standard in the SBR syllabus, you should do it. There are regular features of questions around risk, audit report, and evidence. A question on risk have accounting standards. A question on evidence has accounting standards, and a question on audit report has accounting standards. You cannot survive if you don't know them. So you should know them. Now, where to revise it? One source is the past paper answers. Suppose you're doing a past paper and you come across an accounting treatment, but you're struggling. You don't know what it is. You know there is a treatment, but you cannot recall what is the treatment. Go and see the examiner answer. Learn from the examiner answer the treatment. Examiner covers the treatments very well and in a great depth, but that depth is not needed by you, right? You only need to learn that accounting treatment and then summarize that into your own words. Not learning the depth of the accounting treatment, but just learning the accounting treatment. So one source is the answers of the examiner. So in whichever past paper you struggle with accounting treatment, go and see the answer of that, and you will learn the accounting treatment directly from the examiner answer, and that can be helpful for the future exam, because we know there are repetitions of accounting knowledge in AAA. Number two, SBR technical article. This is wonderful. If you want to revise the accounting standards, the best way is you go here. Let me show you that. Can you see the technical articles for SBR in front of your screen now? Please tell me. Can you all see strategic business reporting technical articles in front of your screen? Right? Now, this is the good source from where you can revise the accounting knowledge. Let me show you that. You go down, scroll down, and you will see so many accounting standards here. IFRS 9, Part 1 and Part 2. Then you have deferred tax. You have IFRS 2 share-based payments. And the best part is you will get examples. The best part is you will get what is the accounting entry. So you will be learning from the SBR mindset, but that will really help you in AAA. You have fair value. You have impairment of financial assets. That comes very regular in AAA. You have measurement. You have revenue, IFRS 15. You have things like IFRS 3, impairment of goodwill. We have Fine, that is it. So at least you can look at the titles, and from the title you can recall, oh, this is an accounting standards, and you can revise them from the SPR technical articles. To me, this is good because in every SPR technical articles, they will give you example, they will solve that accounting standard, and that will give you a very good knowledge about that particular accounting standard. Just one thing which could be important to all of you. Okay, I think this is one source where you can revise things up. Okay, can you see this technical article on multiple syllabus sections on your screen now? Look at this: crowd funding and impairment of financial assets. crowdfunding was there in the March 24 exam. Even if you don't know crowdfunding, examiner did explain that very well in the March 24 exams. But what is my opinion here? Please have a look at the SPR technical articles, because anything which is discussed in SPR technical articles, could come into the triple exam, because there is a connection between SBR and AAA. So if you can just read through the examining team articles for SBR, can really give you the right accounting knowledge, and something from here can come into your AAA exams, just like we got crowdfunding in the last March 24 exams. I hope you're clear on that. So please make a habit of doing the SPR accounting, SPR technical articles as much as possible, even if you cannot do 100%. Okay, just let's go back then. Any other source from where you can revise the accounting standards beside the SPR technical articles? I'll be sharing in the WhatsApp group. There is a summary by BDO. You know, BDO is among the big 6 firms globally, audit firms. There is a summary by Deloitte. You need to read the page number 1 to 100 of BDO. You need to read the page number 49 to 171 of Deloitte. I'll be sharing these documents in the WhatsApp group. You can request me to share these documents. So I will be sharing them with you in the next 24 hours. So you can identify which is the right source for you. Either it's the past paper answers, or it's the SPR technical articles, or it's the BDO summary, or it's the Deloitte summary. Stick to one again, please. And the last is the CPD box. It's a channel on YouTube. I will share the link in the WhatsApp group. So it's youtube.com/@CPD box. You have amazing videos on accounting standards. And the best thing is all videos are under 10 minutes. Now look at the sources for accounting standards. You need to choose which one will you follow. I'll share the CBT box with you. I'll share Deloitte with you. I'll share BDO with you. I'll share the SPR technical articles link with you in the next 24 hours. But it's you to decide which one is ideal for you, right? Firstly, decide when have you given SPR. If you have given SPR recently, then I think probably there is no need for revising the accounting standards. But if you have given SPR like 6 months ago or a year ago, then you need to find a way of revising the accounting standards. Is everyone clear with the sources? Which one would I recommend? I think if you want to go with every sort of revision, then the best of them is the source by Deloitte. This is the wonderful one, Deloitte, page number 49 to 171. These are the best one, right? The Deloitte one. And if you look at all of them, but sometimes you don't like reading, you need to watch something. So if you would like to watch, then this is CPD box. So it's either between Deloitte and CPD box. You would like to watch a video or you would like to read something. It's totally on you. Yes, if you have your own notes from SPR March 24 exam sitting, definitely that's an excellent source. You can go down with it. So is everyone clear? Accounting knowledge is extremely important. And this is critical for your success in the upcoming exam. So please ensure you're revising your accounting standards, do a self-evaluation, see where you are standing in terms of accounting knowledge, how much you need to grasp the accounting knowledge over the next 4 weeks ahead of your exams. Yes, even the last chapter of Kaplan and BPP, Kelani, is wonderful source of revision. You can add that to your list. And if you're following it, just stick to it, right? Okay, more importantly, we know these are regular standards which comes very regularly in the AAA paper. If you look at the list of IFRS 2, these are popular ones with examiner. You need to be very good on IFRS 2, 3, 5, 8, 15, 16. Please ensure you're revising them at your first priority. All accounting standards in SPR are examinable. This is just a priority list, most regular. In the IAS, 8, 16, 20, 21, 23, 24, 36, 37, and 38 are the more regular ones. Please ensure you are making this as a priority, revising them from any source, whether that is the Deloitte, whether that is BDO, that is the SPR technical articles, past papers, or even the last chapter of BPP and Kaplan. Whatever source you take, just ensure you're revising it as quickly as possible. Okay, now from the accounting standards, the next thing is the technical articles. There are plenty of technical articles to read, but are you reading all? No, because the time is less. You should be reading some of them, and you should make a habit of reading them. Technical articles, the recent ones. Number one, ethics in the AAA exam. You will find this under syllabus area B. This is one article. International Standards on Quality Management Part 1 under the syllabus area C. International Standard on Quality Management Part 2 under the syllabus area C. Approach to Section A questions in AAA exam under the syllabus area D. Exam Technique, Planning and Risk Part 1, Business Risk. This is an article under the syllabus area D. Exam Technique, Planning and Risk Part 2, Risk of Material Misstatement and Audit Risk. This is an article under syllabus area D. Group Audit under syllabus area D. This is a revised ISA 600. Number 8, Proposed International Standards on Sustainability Assurance 5000. This is the one I was discussing at the start of the webinar, ISSA 5000. This is the new new auditing standard, ISSA 5000. This is very, very important, right? Please ensure you read that. This is under syllabus area F. Number 9, Assurance on Social, Environmental and Sustainability Information Part 1 under syllabus area F. Number 10, Assurance on Social, Environmental and Sustainability Information Part 2 under the syllabus area F. Look at this syllabus area F. Look at the focus on sustainability, sustainability, sustainability. And this is where you can pick something for the future exams. That sustainability could have a very important impact in the June, September, and December exams. Please ensure with number 8, with number 9, and number 10, you have done them perfectly. You know what number 8 is telling you. You know what number 9 is telling you. You know what number 10 is telling you. Please read the articles. If you are already enrolled in my course, I've already covered this up. But if you are a self-study student, please ensure you download these articles and read through them. So these are 10 articles according to the syllabus area B, C, D, F. I hope you will be reading them. Is that clear to all of you? These are 10 most important articles and the more recent ones. The recent one means they have been published in the last 1 to 1.5 years. Is the list over? No. Other, not to be missed. Number 11, Corporate Governance and its impact on audit practice. In March 24 paper, we saw that the examiner came back with a question on corporate governance. That means corporate governance has come back in the examiner mindset. Please don't miss out the article on corporate governance and its impact on audit practice. You might get a question again on corporate governance from a different dimension in June 24 exams. This is under syllabus area A. Number 11. Number 12, laws and regulations. We know a lot of time the examiner do ask you a question about auditor and management responsibility for laws and regulation, or what sort of an actions the auditor will take when there is a non-compliance with laws and regulations. So please ensure you do read this as well. Number 13, auditor liability. Expect the unexpected. In the last exam setting and in the previous exam setting, December 23, we are looking at the examining team in a very different manner. Examining team is putting some sort of knowledge in the paper in every exam setting. Auditor liability is an article published, but not yet examined. And it's been years since we have not seen a question on auditor liability. There could be a potential that a question around 6 to 8 marks, testing your knowledge around auditor liability could come in June 24 exams. So you cannot just skip that out under the syllabus area B. Number 14, reporting to those charged with governance under the syllabus area E. Students are not very good on reporting to TCWG. In a reporting question, the students are good on opinions, modified reports, modified opinions, key audit methods, and every such things. But they're not very good when a question comes to them that matters to be communicated to TCWG. You know, in the past papers, a couple of questions have come on communication of matters to TCWG. You should know this parameter very well. from this article. Please read the article. Please read the examples of this article. And lastly, data analytics under syllabus area G. I just discussed to you at the beginning of the webinar that data analytics is still important. It's still important. Something out of it can come in any future exam settings, be it June 24, September, or December. So these are 15 important articles. And how many weeks you have? Everyone, how many weeks we have? 4. So you can divide these 4 weeks with this 15 articles. So it's roughly like doing 4 articles a week. So that's not bad. And you will be finished up. But you're not entering exam environment without reading these articles. Is everyone clear with these 15 articles? You know where to find these articles, right? It's on the website. I hope you know the website where the technical articles are available, right? Is everyone sound and clear? Okay, great. And sorry, we're missing one, professional skepticism. It's been long. We have seen a question around professional skepticism. Professional skepticism is also important. We used to get questions up to 2016 on professional skepticism, but since then it has faded off. Again, when we say expect the unexpected, auditor liability, expect the unexpected, professional skepticism, and expect the unexpected, data analytics. So to me, these 3 are expect the unexpected. So be very focused on these 3, right? So this is a list of 16 articles. You have 4 weeks. So that's exactly 4 articles per week. And you need to get through them. Okay, next, practice. Quality, not quantity. What sort of practice you should be doing inside the next 27 days? Let's focus on that. ACCA practice platform is the key resource to practice for the next 27 days. You're not going into revision kits. You're not going into ACCA study hub. For the next 27 days, you are on the ACCA practice platform. You are doing your questions on the practice platform. You're gaining confidence on the practice platform. And how many questions are you doing there? Recent AAA papers, 7 of them are available on the practice platform, 21, 22, 23, not 24 paper yet. So there are total 7 recent papers on the practice platform, 2021, 2022, and 2023. 7. 3 specimen exams. There are 3 specimen exams valid from September 22 onwards. Valid from September 22 onwards. There are 3 specimen exams. So 3 and 7, that makes 10. And then you have 1 mock, which will be published on the 13th of May. That is 1 more, 11. Honestly, tell me, if you do these 11 full papers in 27 days, you are best prepared to take on the challenge of the June 24 exams. 11. And the mock exam you will do in the last week, week 4. So you have 3 weeks, right? Week 1, week 2, week 3. And how many papers you have? 10. So in 3 weeks, you have 21 days. In 21 days, you have to do 10 papers. So that is 1 paper in 2 days. Is that clear to all of you? It's the quality, it's not the quantity, but still look at the number, 11 papers, the recent papers, valid September 22 onwards, and the mock exam. So is practice clear to all of you? What sort of practice you will be doing? Are you all clear on the practice side? I've seen students running after quantity. Kaplan revision kit, study hub, practice. And you're doing a lot of practice, but you're not doing these 11 papers. Please ensure you focus on these 11. So in all, 11 papers, right? Examiner reports, an unexplored area, unexplored resource. Examiner report is so important, right? You can see the picture. Examiner report is all about strengths and weaknesses. Why am I failing? Not just why am I failing, what best I can do to be a place winner. What best I can do to score 70 plus marks in AAA. Strengths of the previous students, learn from them. Weaknesses, overcome them. So examiner reports is such a wonderful resource, but unfortunately, it is an unexplored or underexplored resource. Now, according to me, why am I failing or why students fail in the AAA paper? The answer lies in the examiner report, rather than you keep searching the answer elsewhere. Constructive input of the examining team into the do's and don'ts, including advices for the future student. The best thing you get from the examiner report is the advice. Examiner will give you recommendations, will give you advices, will tell you this was wrong, this was right. There is plenty of opportunity for you to learn from it, only if you want to. How many examiner reports you should learn? 2. The recent one. One is the December 23 examiner report and one is the June 23 examiner report. Please ensure you download them and start reading them. Keep one examiner report in 1 week. Keep the second examiner report in the second week. So try to ensure you're reading through it. If I just go back to my timetable and I'll move on because we're getting some answers now to fit in the timetable. Okay, here. Revision of accounting standards. This is something you need to decide on your own, how much you need to revise and so on and so forth. But reading of technical articles, we got 16 technical articles. So ideally, I'll keep 4, 8, 12, 16. Read latest examiner reports. So I'll prefer that I do the examiner reports early so I can benefit when doing the mock exam. So I don't want to make the mistakes in the mock exam. So I want to read the examiner reports early. So I'll do the June 23 examiner report in the week 1. And I'll do the December 23 examiner report in the week 2. Practice recent exams. How many recent exams we had? 10. Mock exam is on the last week. So I'll do the mock exam here in the last week. So I've left with 10 papers, 10 to be divided into 3 weeks. So that's like almost like 3 papers a week. So I can keep 3 papers for week 1. I can keep 3 papers for week 2 and keeping 4 papers for week 3 as I move near to the exam. So that fits my timetable. Try to identify which accounting standards you still need to revise. See how many accounting standards you need to revise and divide them over the 4-week span. Is that clear to all of you? So I hope you will make your timetables according to the instructions about practice, instructions about examiner reports, instruction about the mock exam, or instruction about revision of accounting standards, which has been given to you in the webinar today. Because it's the approach from now till the day of exam, which is critical. Okay, so one last thing, and then taking on your question and answers. We got some technical articles which are important. Expect the unexpected. We also discussed that. It's the practice, not the the quality, not the quantity, which you should be focusing on. We were discussing the examiner reports, and seriously, this needs to be done. I always tell my students, I hope you've heard this again and again from me, red and green pen. Take a printout, sit down, start reading the examiner report. Underline something negative, something examiner is criticizing, something the examiner says you should not do it in the red. Something where the examiner is giving you an advice for future. Something the examiner is appreciating. Something the examiner is very happy at. Underline that in green. You read the 2 exam reports. You have reds, you have green. Make a summary. Try not to repeat those in your mock exam and you will excel. Right? So make a planner, right? The last thing, Okay, that ends the story, right, with examiner reports. Now, just a quick recap, and I'm taking your Q&As. Now, the day one today was just about taking the right approach. You have 27 days before exam, setting the right timetable, and knowing what to study and from where to study. There is information overload. There is a challenge of information overload. So you need to ensure that your study table is very organized. You have the right resources on your study table, and you're going down with it. Look at the list of 5 on your screen. Accounting standards, you should know whether you need to revise them or not, and from which source. Technical articles, which ones? Practice, how much? June 24 mock in the last week before exam. And the triple examiner reports, how many? 2 of them. I hope this is how you can refine the information, organize yourself, make a timetable in the next 24 hours, and sit down to study for the next 27 days. Because if you don't have the right approach, you have a haphazard approach, your approach is not clear, or your approach is very vague, you are not getting success. Because the right approach is the first step to success in the upcoming exams. I hope the webinar day one today is helping you down with the right approach. Now, if you have any Q&As regarding the right approach, it's your opportunity. Go ahead and start asking questions. Okay, please keep your questions short and to the point. Put your questions in the chat box, and I'll be reading the question and then answering it so it can benefit others. Go ahead, start asking questions you would like to ask about the right approach to the exams. Only keep your questions to the topic, right? If you have any queries about approach, books, articles, practice, this is your opportunity, right, to interact with me ahead of your exams. Okay, I'm waiting for questions, if any. Okay, in the meantime, you put in your question about the approach. Okay, I'm starting to getting the questions perhaps. Just 1 second. Okay, I'll just take questions in order. Okay, Deepali is putting a question. Hi, sir. I failed at 49. Started doing risk questions, but not able to write much. Not sure what to be done. Deepali, on the day 3 of this webinar, we have techniques to success. And in those techniques to success, I will be discussing about the drafting techniques. So I hope the day 3 will largely benefit you in terms of how much to write and how you can excel upon writing an adequate answer for risk, whether it is a business risk or the audit risk. Okay, there's another question from Amina. So in case we are not done with the syllabus and feel all over the place and feels like we have a lot more to cover, how should we do it? Amina, the first thing I guided you in the timetable was fill the gaps, self-evaluation. This was my first perspective, right? When I started my approach today, the first thing in the approach was to self-evaluate, identify the gaps. So if you've not already covered the syllabus, you should first cover it, because that's the gap you should fill first before you move to the 5 areas which you talked about today. I hope you're clear on that, Amina. Okay, next question from Ayman Rizwan, Ayman Rizwan. Sir, you mentioned the paid webinars, so the enrolled students also need to pay for them. No, if you are my student in June 24 batch, you are not paying for it, right? So if you are in June 24 batch, you will get access to the premium webinars with no extra cost. But any outsider wants to enroll for it will pay a cost. I hope you're clear on that, Ayman. Okay, next question. Kelvin, I'm interested to know the highest scorer in triple exams in last sitting. How many marks did they get? Kelvin, I got lots of students in the last exam setting scoring 72, 74, 75. And These are high scorers, and I'll try to bring the high scorers to talk to you on the day 4, so you can interact with the high scorers and you can directly ask the high scorers how they got such high marks. So the day 4 is about inspiring success. So lots of my good students will be interacting with you on the day 4, inspiring you for success. Okay, another question. Kilani, can you please help me with the slides on examiner reports? The slide on examiner report, which I just shared today, Kilani? Okay, another question from Afilal. Doing all past exams on platforms is sufficient? No, it's sufficient, right? There should not be any if. The 11 past papers I told you, including the mock, is sufficient. Okay, another question from Roger. Roger, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Is it advisable to do practice questions on Study Hub? If you are using it already, then it is advisable. So if you are already using it for the last month and so, then it is advisable to do it on the Study Hub. But the 11 papers I mentioned you should not be skipped, right? Okay. So your notes are enough. Yes, my notes are enough if you are my regular student. Okay, Kelani, please share your comprehensive AAA notes in the WhatsApp group or Google Drive. Sure, I will be doing that. Okay. Haram Tariq is saying, was book or hub any one of them compulsory? What if he hasn't done? If you are following a tutor, Haram, you are enrolled under a tutor, then book is not essential, right? If you're a self-study student, then the book is mandatory. But if you are under a tutor, then it's perfectly fine. But just do read the technical articles, right? Because you cannot skip the technical articles ahead of your June 24 exams. Okay, so what about the assignments you've given us during the class? Osama, you have to do those assignments, right? So not asking questions pertaining to the classroom, because this is a webinar, not a classroom. But yes, you will need to do the assignments I have given you. Okay, there is a question from Imran. Sir, I'm not crossing 42. In my last attempts, 38, 42, 42. See, Imran, there is the day 4 inspiring success. I will try to bring those students who have passed AAA in 7th attempt, 9th attempt, 10th attempt, 11th attempt. So you're just under 4. Have that optimism. You will do it, Imran. This time in June 24 exams with the right approach, you will definitely tell me when the results are announced that I've passed this time. So you will make your 42 to 50 this time. Just stick to the right approach and just do what I have told you today, and you will get success. Okay, Amna is saying, thank you, sir. So could you please guide us which webinars in your portal to prioritize? If you're taking my regular courses, Amna, so you need to follow all the webinars from December 22 onwards, rather September 22 onwards on my portal. Okay, Rachel is asking, I failed AAA 3 times, which is painful scores, 43, 43, 48. So I'm wondering what else I need to do. Whatever I have been guided today, approach, Rachel, please do that because that's very important. You're moving towards 50, 48 in the last exam sitting. So definitely you will be having 50 plus this time. Okay, Mishka, sir, after how many days can we expect to receive feedback from the assignment sent to you? In 2 days maximum. Now from this point onwards to the day of exam, within 2 days, you will be getting a response to assignments. Gordon, 11 questions. Okay, I just discussed that. These are 11 questions. If I can just put on the screen again, so you can just copy them down. Though I will be sharing this presentation in the groups as well. These are 11 questions you should be focusing on. These are 11 questions on your screen now, right, Gordon? Yes, time management is on the day 3, Harsha. Don't worry about that. Yes, definitely. If you don't understand a question, Reshma, at the first go, leave it, move ahead. Come back later at the end of the exam. Don't spoil your exam sitting for a question you don't know. Just leave the question, go ahead, come back. Okay. So I hope you all enjoyed the day 1. I hope the day 1 is helping you set an approach to the upcoming exam, which is very, very important. The right approach is the first essential to success. And if you can set a right approach for the next 27 days, you can do wonders in the upcoming exams in June 24. So ensure you have the right resources. You know what are right resources, what should be on your table for the next 27 days. Make a proper timetable starting from tomorrow. Divide the timetable into 4 weeks. See what you can do on the week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and try to excel. Tomorrow, I will be discussing with you the grasp to success, and I will be discussing all the technical content of AAA. I'll try to tell you what sort of technical content you should have in mind to excel in the AAA exams. So don't miss out the day 2 tomorrow. It will be around the technical grasp and how important the technical grasp is in the AAA paper for the June 24 exams. Thank you so very much, all of you, for participating in this day 1 at a revised schedule. And I will be meeting you back for the day 2 tomorrow. Take good care of yourself. Goodbye and Allah Hafiz. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. And wish you all the very best of luck.